Hey everybody, it's JMeyels. Hope you're having a wonderful and marvelous day thus far. All kind of stuff from today's news, even the CEO himself showing the most tender heart deep down inside at the ALGS. Just wait till you see what ImperialHal did on the main stage. Also, we got a Respawn developer who came out on Twitter responding to stuff, and honestly, I think this could possibly get him in trouble. Looks like he's following down the same slippery slope that DZK did before DZK was shortly fired. So could we see a Respawn developer eventually get fired for this? All of that and much more in today's video. So make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below for a chance to win the 10,000 Apex coin giveaway. The finalists from last video is down in the comment section below, and I don't know why I'm using this thing. It just sounds cool. Sounds like a local announcer at the high school baseball game. Welcome to the plate, number 3, center fielder, Mike Bass. Did anybody get the dad joke? Mike Trout, Mike Bass. Anyhow, I wanted to start it off with this. I thought this was crazy to see on the timeline. And honestly, at this point, it's never really a surprise to see Respawn engaging in crazy activity on Twitter that could possibly get them in trouble. And it really seems like this kind of activity would eventually get a Respawn developer in trouble, as it has in the past whenever DZK eventually was fired for just non-stopping, just interrogating the Apex community with decisions that he was making, and basically just calling out people for not knowing what they were talking about. They're not devs. You don't know why I'm doing these changes and balances that I'm doing. And eventually this guy was just getting into full-blown arguments over on Twitter, and it just was not making Apex look good. But we actually could be running into a similar situation, except this time with none other than senior producer Josh Medina as Fallout, one of the desk analysts over at ALGS, and also a caster, who said, hey, thoughts on the desk segments that we had with special guests. They had people like Tanner Slays, Nakoko Puffs, Hotsick, and Grayson J. Allen. Grayson Allen obviously being an NBA player. Pretty cool to see a professional basketball player up on that desk talking about Apex. This guy's actually, playing ranked himself too, so he knows what he's talking about. I thought that was actually cool to have someone in the community like that. However, someone made a genuine response here, totally innocent, saying, hey, we would love to see Thornton Smash up there. And someone responded to this, none other than Thornton Smash, the guy himself being talked about, and said, hey, I would love to be up there, but I just think Respawn is a bit miffed about a leaker who had a press pass talking about himself. Now, iLoot Games responded and said, hey, please just take a selfie with Josh or Rogue. Thornton said, I can find Rogue, but I'm unable to look down the entire time to find Josh. And Josh Medina responded and said, you can just at least at me next time, Jordan. And then Thornton obviously replied and said, sorry, hi, and added Josh. Now, people can argue all day whether or not it's appropriate for a YouTube member to engage in this kind of activity. I mean, at the end of the day, it's their channels. They can do whatever they want to. They really don't have a boss other than the community being their boss. If their viewers or fans, if you want to call them, approve of this kind of activity, then obviously they're free to do it. But on the flip side, Josh has a boss, and Josh has to be careful about the things that he says. Josh has notoriously been an antagonizer on the Apex community, provoking them to anger or just outrage besides the pros that he likes to be buddy with. And what you may not notice right here is Josh is not just saying a simple, hey, you can at least at me next time, Jordan, making fun. At first I thought maybe he's just talking about Thornton, maybe he's talking about the Michael Jordan memes. So I decided to reach out to 150,000 subscriber Thornton Smash himself and have him explain it all to me, and this is what he responded and told me. Now, first off, I want to mention why all of this is important, and that is because Thornton Smash has chosen not to leak or give out his true identity, which is a completely fine thing to do. It's very popular for YouTubers to keep their identity on the down low. So that's obviously what Thornton decided to do. Well, whenever he was at this event and you get an ALGS pass, they make you put your name on there. And so Thornton, just like many other YouTubers, it's very popular to have an alias. So just in case for whatever reason you're in an environment where you have to release some sort of identity, many people will have an alias set up that they can go by so that they can get by certain security things, or they could actually have a name tag of some sort, because obviously some people might find it a little suspicious if you're chosen not to put any kind of name or identity on any kind of your badges. So anyhow, he decided to put his alias on this badge, and while he was walking around, he at some point ran into Josh Medina. Josh saw this badge. Josh found out that his name was Jordan, or so he thought. Josh obviously came across this post at some point and decided to respond and basically leak his name out. Now, some people may find it fair because obviously Josh was being talked about. Should he step in at some point and defend himself and maybe throw up some kind of weaponry as well? But when you're working for Respawn and EA, you got to be careful with what you do and how you react to the community, because these kind of things could definitely get you in some trouble. However, Thornton did let me know that Josh is under the assumption that he knows Thornton Smash's identity, even though he does not. If you're wondering why any of this was even being talked about to begin with, you're probably missing the context. Many months ago, we had the season, I think 12 leak that came out with all the playtesting that happened, and basically I made a tweet saying I'm glad that I didn't play in the playtest this time, because all of this stuff just constantly gets leaked. Respawn never does anything about it, so they just can't stop the leakers, and and it's very frustrating for the people that get the early access content. They get invited to all of this EA creator stuff, and then they're getting all of it spoiled because of these leakers. And at that point, Josh replied and obviously thought it was funny for whatever reason. And so I kind of made a tweet the same thing, you know, what's better, responding people with a meme like fashion and trying to be funny, or actually fixing the game with a big issue that you have in front of you where every single season is getting spoiled? And many of you will remember a lot of YouTubers jumped in, a lot of banner went back and forth, and that's where the context of all of this comes from. That topic took way longer than I intended it to. Honestly, the main part of this that I really want to discuss here was actually regarding the CEO himself and how tender-hearted he is. This was coming from ILGS of Twitter. I actually saw another YouTuber or another person on Twitter tweet this as well. Both of their tweets actually blew up. I think one of them got 4,000, ILGS got like 3,000. This was insane to see. So ILGS said, actually, this is huge respect. That's integrity right here. You guys, I'll play this clip. Listen to the integrity that ImperialHal has over on TSM on the main stage at a $2 million tournament. Listen to this.
I thought this guy crashed. Don't shoot him. Don't shoot him, bro. He crashed. Don't shoot him. Do not shoot him. Do not shoot him.
Where's his teammate?
I don't know.
Beacon.
I don't know. He 100% tapped out or crashed something. I don't know where his teammates are.
They're flying in right now.
Don't shoot him. It's scars. Don't shoot.
Backing up then.
We need to hit.
So in spite of all of these bugs, many people have been crashing past couple of days. You know, this is an absolute joke of an event. Honestly, it is fun to watch, I'll give you that, and it's been intense to see all of the late games and all of these teams jump back from this. But a lot of these teams have been playing with one person, two people, because of constant crashing. They've been getting disadvantages because of this. They're not making any restarts. They're not helping anybody out. They're not even at one point, the chat right here, as you guys can see, ILGS, many people were saying in the chat, restart the game. This is ridiculous. Too many people have crashed. Restart the game. And the moderators were deleting people's messages here for saying that they needed to restart. I mean, how absurd is that, to not listen to the community? Hey, how about you guys just shut up about the changes that need to be made? We know you're right, but who cares? Shut up. We don't want to look bad right here, so we're just going to delete all of these messages. So dumb. This was Team Liquid, who actually had to play one man right here in this entire event. 19 squads. They had to play this entire game right here with only one person due to the crashes. At one point, the mod set the chat to emotes only, so that's just ridiculous. What a way to just silence the community. You know, instead of listening to what needs to be done, instead of listening to the community, how about we just silence them and maybe they'll just shut up and we'll just do what we want to do, even though it sucks. I mean, for the sake of everything, I just wish one of the casters or one of the teams that would win, maybe if they do an interview with one of the teams that win, if they'll just like, bro, accept the fine. Who cares whatever you get fined, and just speak out about this and just say, this is ridiculous that you don't have COVID rooms. It's ridiculous that you're not letting these other people, you know, get a third teammate. It's ridiculous that you're not fixing all of these bugs. It's ridiculous that we're still having to use the system that we use. It's ridiculous, you know, that people have crashed. People have had all kind of like teleportation bugs. They've lost KP. They've lost placement points because of this, and nobody's doing anything to fix it. It's absolutely absurd. And lastly, this is a short topic, but I thought it was an amazing idea. This was coming from Caution, and thank you for tagging me in this, Relic. So basically, he said, look, with all of the scanning legends that we have in this game, you got Seer, you got Bloodhound. I think Fuse can scan as well. And I also think that who is it that does the shots? Is it Mad Maggie? I think there's some other person that can do shots, and it keeps them scanned for a couple of, I'm not sure exactly who it was. Regardless, it's besides the point. Anyhow, what I'm saying is, it's a good idea coming from Caution to say, hey, when are we going to be getting some cold-blooded legends in Apex where you can be immune to all of these scans so that people can't just scan and know for sure that there's no one there. There's got to be someone who can counter the scan. Also, I just wanted to recap you guys really quick. This is going to be the grand finals. Well, I'll just go ahead and say, you know, the games from earlier yesterday, you guys probably already know who made it to the grand finals from the winner bracket side, but then when they had a losers bracket side, TSM unfortunately going into that losers bracket, well, the top 10 does look pretty promising. This is going to be one heck of a series. You know, Furia and all the other teams, NRG, all those teams made it from earlier in the winners bracket, like I said. But the losers bracket, you know, the teams that made it out were 100 Thieves, Optic Gaming, Team Liquid, Alliance, Scars, Ascend, GMT, AYM, TSM, and Fnatic. Unfortunately, Fnatic did tie with FA Kitties, but like some other, like, you know, tiebreaker thing that they had determined, you know, made it where Fnatic was able to get in. And like I said, I'm glad TSM was, you know, able to pull through, because they were not doing good, you know, that entire tournament. So maybe today, Championship Sundays, when TSM maybe turns up, I can't wait to see it today. It's going to be a blast. Let me know who you guys are rooting for. Personally, got to go with the CEO, especially after the clip today. You know, he was an absolute beast. Other teams were playing a lot of good Apex too. You know, everybody was doubting them because the comp that they went with, nobody else was running that legend comp, and they stuck with it, and they've been doing phenomenal. So let me know who you guys got picked in today's Championship Sunday. Let me know what you all think down in the comment section below. Very intrigued to hear what you guys have to say about all the topics today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and comment down below. And as always, I'll see you all the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, later, Gators.